Hey everybody, before we begin today's video, let's go ahead and get all the sorrowful stuff out the way. We would like to extend our condolences to the families of LA Park 2 and, of course, Rocky Johnson.
News broke this weekend and today, as of this recording, that La Parka 2, I can't remember his real name, but he was the second version of the original La Parka, LA Park in MLW, in AAA. Unfortunately, he passed away due to some complications he had in a match against Rush in Mexico where he did a dive or something like that.
Yeah, he did a suicide dive to the outside that went horribly wrong. They did surgeries on him, and they hoped he would bounce back, but it caused paralysis until his organs just eventually just shut down.
Yeah, so again, our thoughts and condolences go to LA Park 2 and
La Parka.
La Parka 2, excuse me, and Rocky Johnson, the father of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. As of this recording, passed away today at the age of 75.
Yeah.
He was a trailblazer, if you will, one of the bright stars in the mid 70s. The first black tag team champions in the WWF, I believe, with Tony Atlas.
Yeah, they were the Soul Patrol.
Yeah, the Soul Patrol.
That's what it was.
Yeah, and he was a big big draw, if you will, in the world of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
And like we said, unfortunately, he's no longer with us. So thoughts and prayers go out to The Rock as he's dealing with this unfortunate time, the Johnson family, so on and so forth.
So yeah, our condolences from us here at the 3 Count Mafia.
Yep.
So, on to the show. Hey everybody, welcome back to an episode of Damn it, wrong show. The 3 Count.
It's been a long day.
I'm War Machine MJ.
And I'm Rodimus Prime.
We're here today to talk about Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. Where were they from this week? I forgot.
I forgot too.
Yeah.
Oh well. Yeah.
Well, I want to say, weren't they in No, never mind. Go ahead.
Well, we can both say this was a pretty good show. Better than recent months.
Yeah, pretty decent show. Not too bad. Some, moments here and there. But for the most part, especially the ending, pretty solid.
Did lose out on the ratings, however, to the really thrilling national championship game of LSU versus Clemson.
Yeah. Congratulations to the LSU Tigers and Coach O and his damn ham sandwich.
And his unintelligible gibberish. Really, he sounds like Coach Brown from Waterboy.
He talks like he's somebody's granddaddy. I mean, I think he is a grandfather, but he literally talks like that one granddaddy that you just, I guess you just love to be around.
It's that Cajun.
Yeah. So anyway, congratulations LSU.
Anyway, we started the show off with the Viper, Randy Orton.
Yeah, he called out AJ Styles. And he talked about how he was going to win the Royal Rumble, and AJ came out there and they went back and forth. Out came Drew McIntyre. Drew
McIntyre's just become a real gold mine because he's just been hilarious. He said last week he had a odds against him match against No Way Jose because the conga line got involved.
But he did like the guy with the cheeseburger costume, though.
Yeah, he did say he was a nice fella.
Yeah.
Basically, he came out and interrupted Randy Orton and AJ Styles' pissing contest by saying, "My Claymore is better, by the way." To which Randy Orton just threw the mic and went, "Come on, dude."
Yeah. So he said, "You got two options." Well, he asked the fans, "Which one do you want to see? Do you want us to keep standing here and talking, or do you want to see us fight?" So basically, they went to commercial and we had a triple threat match.
Well, before they went, no. They had the match before commercial.
Okay. Well, yeah, because I got commercial during match.
Because before commercial happened, the OC tried to get involved. Or Gallows and Anderson tried to get involved. Orton and McIntyre took them both out.
Yeah, just disposed of them real quick. So it was AJ, Drew, and Randy. And this was a decent match.
Oh, decent. 5 minutes into this match after the commercial, the crowd was already chanting, "This is awesome."
Yeah. But let's talk about when Randy Orton hit that Styles Clash, though.
Oh, it's a thing of beauty.
That had me laughing. Now, I will say with AJ, when he took on Tozawa last week, he hit a pretty nice RKO. So I'm sure that their match at the Royal Rumble will be solid.
Oh, definitely. Hopefully, it'll be better than their match at Mania.
Yeah.
I mean, can't really blame them too much. AJ did get hurt in the middle of the match, so.
Yeah, and there was this complication of some light beaming for certain members of the audience.
Yeah.
So they necessarily couldn't see the match because that light was in the way. But that was then, this is now.
And that's forever. Anyway, Drew McIntyre picked up the victory with a Claymore straight to, I want to say, Randy Orton.
I think it was. I want to say AJ. I want to say AJ, but I think it was Randy. Either way, Drew McIntyre got the win.
Yeah, because he crossed one of them to deliver the Claymore. Like, he jumped over them and Claymore the other.
Yeah. So, Drew McIntyre got a big victory. And like I was telling this guy off camera, they need to stop pussyfooting around and do something with this guy. I feel like if he doesn't win, he's one of the favorites to win. A lot of people think he should win. I think it will be a big mistake because, last year he kind of floundered with the whole Shane McMahon stuff, and even afterwards, they really need to put the jet on this guy and shoot his ass to the moon.
They should keep him face and have him beat Brock.
Yes.
Have him slay the beast.
I would love that match.
Speaking of failed beast slayers, Seth Rollins says that...
or excuse me, the Monday Night Messiah.
And his Authors of Pain. Mm-hmm. Says that Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and Big Show cannot stop him and his AOP.
Yeah. Because they kept hyping up this fist fight all night long. Now, before the show, hours before the show, they explained the rules of this fist fight.
Basically, it was a fight, and the only way to win is if the other team could not continue via referee.
Yeah.
So that makes a whole lot more sense.
Yeah.
Because it's an actual fight.
Yeah.
Because you look at Street Fight, and it's no rules, but you have to pin or submit them.
Yeah.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's how brawls actually end in the streets.
No. Once two people brawl in the streets, somebody's going to get knocked the F out.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a legit fight.
Yeah.
Next, we had Ricochet taking on Mojo Rawley.
And I put yawn because this match was just boring and the crowd didn't care.
How could you call a Ricochet match boring?
I mean, he faced Mojo Rawley. Who cares about Mojo Rawley?
Oh, okay, I'll give you that one. So it's not Ricochet's fault.
It's not Ricochet's fault, and no disrespect to Mojo Rawley.
Oh, there's pure disrespect from you.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, it's Mojo Rawley. The crowd didn't care.
Yeah.
That's why I put yawn with like 5 exclamation marks and a big underline.
Yeah, Ricochet got the win with the 630. Love the 630, especially how he just rolls off the opponent and gets back on his feet.
It's just pure magic.
It's just a thing of beauty. Next, we had a Street Profits segment, which I forget the gist of it, except for Dawkins was filling out his Oscar ballads.
Yeah, I forgot some of what Montez Ford was talking about.
I think he was just hyping up the rest of the show.
Yeah, he was, and Angelo Dawkins said something, and next thing you know, he was like, hit the Queen's music. And they hit Charlotte's music. But before we get to that, I want to say congratulations to Angelo Dawkins and his wife, who recently announced a few days ago they're having their first child.
Oh, that's nice.
I think it's a boy. So, congratulations to them.
Congrats, fam.
But we get to Charlotte as she took on Sarah Logan.
Yeah, compared to last week's segment between these two, I didn't like this a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, last week's stuff was kind of, like, confusing.
Oh, I love last week's stuff.
But this week, I mean, clearly you knew Charlotte was going to win.
Yeah.
And she won with the figure 8. Afterwards, She took Sarah Logan and dumped her out of the ring.
Oh, no. Before then, she put her robe back on.
Oh, yeah, she put a robe back on, then dumped her out of the ring, and then just walked off like, eh.
I mean, they could have done big things with Sarah Logan.
Well, it's a good thing she got TV time.
She got TV time, but they could have done so much more with her. Instead, what happens? She loses, and she gets dumped out the ring.
Yeah.
That's wasted potential right there. That's leaving money on the table.
Yeah. I mean, she was a part of the Riot Squad, and look how they treated them.
Well, I mean, after last week's events.
Well, yeah.
They turned her into an absolute beast by bringing the fight to Charlotte like that. And then they just wasted this week.
Yeah. Could have been a lot worse.
Anyway, next up we had a backstage segment where Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe were talking strategy about the fist fight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Kevin Owens was turning into a real worrywart, and Samoa Joe was telling him, he's like, listen, we got this.
Yeah, and then walks the Big Show.
He says, yeah, you got this, especially when you got one of these.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because while he was talking, I was looking at Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens, and Kev's like, okay, we get it now just put that thing down.
Yeah.
And Samoa Joe was looking at his own fist like, he was impotent. He's just kind of like...
I was thinking to myself, is this a night that Big Show's going to turn heel?
Yeah, we are on Big Show heel turn week 2, and he is still telling people good job and do good things on their YouTube channels.
Yeah, and he's still a face. He hasn't flip-flopped yet.
No, he hasn't.
But we're still on watch, though.
But yeah, Big Show leaves, and KO and Samoa Joe are like, did you see that? He's like, yeah, it's a big ham. Both of those guys are great.
I know, right?
Next we had Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman promo. I just tuned out to Paul Heyman.
Well, I think at this point, after a few years, people are just tired of the same old shtick. He says the same thing, blah, blah, blah.
Well, he did insult him before he did the "My name is Paul Heyman."
Yeah.
And he said, he started out the whole "My name is Paul Heyman" spiel. They chimed in, Paul Heyman. He's like, I insulted you, and yet you still say my name.
Yeah, he basically called him out on it, and then he went on the show.
Oh, I remember now. Yeah, he was reiterating the promo from last week when the crowd started chanting, "You suck" at Brock Lesnar. The two of them stormed out of the ring. Paul Heyman from the ramp shouts, "My client does not suck."
Yeah.
And then they came back into the ring for Paul Heyman to reiterate his promo again.
And Brock was holding the belt up like, yeah, I don't suck. I'm still the champ. Yeah. I'm here twice every 8 months.
Yeah, when Brock and Paul were turning to leave, R-Truth interrupts. Ugh. And he says he's going to enter the Royal Rumble, and he's going to win the Royal Rumble by starting to throw out Paul Heyman. Because he thinks Paul Heyman is in the Rumble.
You know what? I get why most people find this funny. And it was funny. But
Brock was cracking up over there.
You could tell Brock. I wouldn't be surprised if him and R-Truth are friends behind the scenes.
I mean, I'm surprised that R-Truth and Vince are friends behind the scenes.
I know, right? But anyway, it's just like you kind of knew what was happening because, R-Truth, he's one of the popular characters on Monday Night Raw. How could you not like R-Truth?
Now that's what's up.
Yeah. But anyway, afterwards, of course, Brock dropped him with an F5.
Well, before then, Paul Heyman said, "I'm not in the Rumble. My client is in the Rumble." And R-Truth was like, well, in that case, I'm decommitting from the Rumble. I'm not in the Rumble. We cool, though, but I'm not in the Rumble.
Yeah.
And then he tells Brock, he's like, I got one thing to say to you. What's up?
Yeah.
Gets dropped with an F5. Brock picks up the mic. Now that's what's up.
Just the way he said it was funny.
It was.
It was like, whoa.
We came back from a commercial, and they were helping R-Truth up. Well, officials were helping R-Truth up the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
When he got booted by Mojo Rawley, he just stuck that boot out there.
Yeah, Mojo Rawley ended up pinning him and becoming a 2-time 24/7 champion. And I forgot the first time he even won it. because that's how much I care about Mojo Rawley.
Yeah, I forgot too.
Yeah. And he kept holding the belt up like, yeah, who wants some? Come get some. I'm right here.
You know
He
what?
was prodding that title around like he had just won the WWE title.
You know what's sad?
What?
I remember when EC3 won the 24/7 belt, but not when Mojo Rawley won it the first time.
I forgot EC3 was even champion.
Yeah.
That's how much his career is on the downslide.
He was the second champion, right behind Titus Worldwide.
Oh yeah. God, they've wasted EC3 so bad.
Release him so he can go to AEW and be best friends with MJF.
I got one better for you. Ring of Honor.
We've been through this. He's ruined goods.
So if he goes to ROH, he's even more ruined goods?
He's more ruined goods than Ring of Honor's brand.
Hey, maybe Ring of Honor can be back on the up and up again with Marty Scurll being the head booker.
Yeah, but not with EC3.
Oh.
If it was fresh out of Impact EC3, then yeah, he would have stock for days.
Oh my God.
But if he's fresh out of WWE, he wouldn't have any impact on their stock.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Anyway, next up we had Booty Lashley taking on Rusev.
You know, Rusev said he was going to bring out the Bulgarian brute and destroy Lashley. This was, I mean, it's Lashley and Rusev. This whole storyline bullshit.
Yeah, and Lashley said he's gonna rip off Rusev's nutsack and beat him with it. That didn't happen either, and I'm sorely disappointed.
I'm disappointed in this whole stuff.
I'm disappointed that Impact got banned from Twitch.
Who cares about Twitch?
A lot of people care about Twitch.
Well, who cares about Impact?
Apparently Malcolm does.
Yeah. Some people do. I mean, not to crap on them. I mean, they had a decent year last year, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean, how could you diss Twitch like that? That's the only place where you get to see AAA.
True. You got the Fight app.
Yeah, but you have to pay like out the butthole for a pay-per-view. It's like $60 for a pay-per-view.
Yeah. I get your point.
Yeah. Anyway,
Not the crap on Twitch. I don't use Twitch. I'm just saying.
I hardly use it, but that's where people are going for pro wrestling nowadays.
Yeah. But anyway, getting back to...
Yeah, towards the finish of this match, Liv Morgan came out there and got in Lana's face, basically begging Lana to hit her so they can, get to swinging. Lana snatches a drink from one of the fans at ringside and just throws it on Liv Morgan.
Okay, I have a problem with that. You could tell that fan stuck that drink out for Lana to grab.
Well, yeah, nobody's ever denying that.
That was so dumb. Like, I'm still sitting here looking at this like they saved Liv Morgan for this crap. Just for her to come out there, get in Lana's face, saying, hit me. Oh, I'm going to throw a drink in your face. And I'm going to throw you up against a barricade.
Well, which would you rather have? This or give Liv Morgan the Emelina treatment?
Okay, I see your point. The Emelina stuff was crap before it even came out the chute.
It was DOA before she came out there.
Yeah.
And then they just killed it 5 minutes later.
Yeah. Because nobody really cared.
Yeah.
So okay.
Anyway,
but still, it's just like, why? Liv Morgan is so much better than this.
Maybe they were worried that she wasn't going to get over with a re-debut by herself. Maybe they just kind of had to ease her back in.
I'll just be glad when all this is over. But,
I mean, I'm not defending it. I'm just saying there were worse options.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people speculated that she could have been Sister Abigail for the Fiend Bray Wyatt.
We're past that point.
I mean, I know. I'm just saying.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, like, saying anybody could be Sister Abigail, we're way past that point. Like, Sister Abigail does not even need to be a thing anymore.
They've wasted that potential, like, beyond repair.
Anyway, Booty Lashley got the victory over Rusev. And
yeah, he hit him with a spear.
Yeah, he just flat out trucked him.
Now, before that, Lana, after she threw the drink in Liv's face, she kept screaming, "Never again, never again." Her voice now is just so annoying. It's like, every time I hear her talk, it's just like, shut the hell up.
Man, would somebody staple this this bitch's talk hole?
Yeah. And then, yeah, Rusev won. I mean, Lashley won.
Yeah, Lashley won. Afterwards, Lana kind of stuck her foot in her mouth by making a mixed tag team match for next week.
Yeah. She kept talking about how no one intimidates her, and she's not going to be intimidated anymore. So she made a challenge, and Lashley's like, well, I got to take care of this and take care of you. And Lana's like, yeah, because nobody's going to intimidate me.
I hope that this plays out with Bob Lashley divorcing Lana, and Lashley and Rusev become best friends.
What if they become a tag team?
Exactly.
That would be so fun. I was thinking the same thing.
And then you'd be on board with it, right?
Yes.
And then you just insulted the Raw Tag Team division earlier when you were talking about throwing together teams.
Because the tag team division is garbage.
Exactly.
There you go.
So you'd be on board with something in a garbage division.
They need help, okay?
Speaking of Raw Tag Team division, he has it in his notes. Raw Tag Team division is garbage.
Yes.
Speaking of which, we're talking about the garbage division champions who deserve far more than this garbage division.
Because they're facing the same damn people every single week.
Not this week. Anyway, the Viking Raiders called an open challenge, and it was answered by the Singh brothers from 205 Live.
Why?
They needed to murder somebody because this was not a match.
Waste of time. Viking Raiders won.
That's why they won in short order. They didn't drag it out.
Yeah. And then afterwards, they had Rusev and Liv Morgan. And they accepted their challenge because Rusev said, what's that he said? He kept talking about how you want to talk crap or something like that.
Something about that. I just remember him saying, 2-on-1, 1-on-1 mixed match challenge. I don't care. I'll take you both on.
Yeah, and then Liv Morgan was like how she is Lana's worst nightmare and how
Karma is not just a force of nature or a vibrant goddess. It's also a cold-hearted bitch.
Yeah.
She even took an unnecessary pause before she got to the word bitch.
Yeah. So next week we got a mixed tag team match between Rusev and Liv Morgan versus Lana and Bobby Lashley.
Man, I really hope Liv Morgan shows out.
Yeah. Eventually they might set this up also for the Royal Rumble. Oh well.
I mean, we're already getting Roman Reigns versus Baron Corbin at the Royal Rumble.
Why is that feud still going?
Oh, the stupid part is they're going to beat the hell out of each other before the Rumble, and then they're going to beat the hell out of each other in the Rumble.
Makes no sense.
Exactly.
Let's move on.
Anyway, next, something that makes complete sense. We had a contract signing between my future ex-wife / longest reigning Raw Women's Champion, the man, Becky Lynch.
And Asuka.
Yeah. Basically, Becky came out there first, and Jerry the King Lawler, who was presiding over this, asked the man if she had anything to say before the contract signing happened. Becky looked like she was about to pick up the mic, and then she said, nah, bring her out here.
Yeah, she just... Let's go. Let's get this over with.
Asuka came out there, usual Asuka fashion, weird dancing, awesome music.
Yeah, she came out there talking her Japanese gibberish, and I'm just sitting here like, well, I don't know Japanese, so I don't necessarily know what you're talking about.
The only word I caught was baka, and that means idiot in Japanese.
Yeah.
Other than that, Kyrie was trying to mess with Becky, poking her with her umbrella.
Yeah.
Until Becky took the umbrella and just chucked it.
Yeah. Now, they signed the contract, and then after both females signed the contract, Asuka sprayed green mist in her face.
Yeah.
And she just walked off like, I got one up on you. I'll see you at the Rumble.
Yeah, she got her number.
Yeah.
Afterwards, people at ringside are trying to help Becky, and all Becky wants is the mic, and she just cuts a fire promo.
Yeah. And I forgot all that she said, but it had me glued to the TV. And I just sat here like, now their match at last year's Rumble was good. This is going to be turned up another notch, so I am interested.
Yeah, they had to add layers to it to make up for doing exactly the same match last year.
Now, I got a question for you, and I've been thinking about this.
Okay.
You know, most of everybody say Becky's going to end up winning, and she's going to face whoever at WrestleMania. What if they pull a swerve and have Asuka get her win back?
What are you talking about?
Okay, like Becky.
Asuka won last year.
Well, yeah. Never mind. My brain. Never mind.
Next, it was announced that we're going to get Andrade versus Rey Mysterio for the U.S. Championship in a ladder match.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait for that. These two have put on a phenomenal rivalry on SmackDown and didn't miss a beat on Raw.
Yeah, I mean, every time these two get in the ring, it's just like you're watching poetry in motion. These two can do no wrong.
It's just...
Yeah.
Next, we had Aleister Black taking on Buddy Murphy, round 3.
Yeah, Buddy Murphy is on the mission to prove that he could beat Aleister Black. And this match was no different from their last two, and I enjoyed this match. Practically the best match of the night on this entire show.
Best rivalry in weeks.
Yes, I agree.
Anyway, Aleister Black made short work of Buddy Murphy with an out-of-nowhere black mass.
Yeah.
Afterwards, Buddy Murphy just propped up against the ringside, and he was just inconsolable. He was just wide-eyed, just can't believe he lost, doesn't know where to go. Charlie tried to interview him at one point, and he just said, "Please, Charlie, not now."
Mm-hmm. So he sat there and watched Eric Rowan just beat up some jobber.
Yeah, apparently now Rowan wants to show people what his pet looks like. Why did you not want anybody to see in the first place? Or have you just given up since everybody wants a peek?
Why is it that every time you bring that thing, why do you even bring the thing out there? If you don't want nobody to look, then don't bring it out there. Why are y'all still trying to make this guy a thing? Why?
Yeah, during the match he tried to reach into his box bag, his bag box, whatever, and pull out the pet when it bit him, and his hand was just pooled in blood like that quick. All that did was make him mad, and he hit a bloody iron claw on whoever the poor bloke was. Like, I've been scratched and I've been bit multiple times. Blood does not pool up that fast.
Why?
So yeah, I'm still saying they're gonna write this pet thing off before they even have a chance to reveal it.
I don't even care.
I'm kind of interested because they're making it out to be like some sort of freakish being or freakish mutant.
Okay, if it's something out of the ordinary, something out of the box, maybe I'll get interested. But until then, I don't care about Eric Rowan.
I mean, it can't be anything realistic at this point.
Yeah, but who knows? It's WWE. Why are y'all still trying to make him a thing?
Well, you know who is a thing. We had our fist fight next with Seth Rollins and his Authors of Pain.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
fist fight.
Fist fight. Taking on Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and it's the Big Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was actually pretty good.
This was. I liked the match. I mean, it wasn't nothing really spectacular, but they, I guess you can say, somewhat lived up to the hype. But let's talk about Kevin Owens channeling his inner Tony Hawk.
Well, before we get to that, yeah, they had managed to split the 6 men up. Because in the ring we had Big Show and Seth Rollins, and going up the ramp and off the stage was AOP, Samoa Joe, and Kevin Owens.
No, I did like that.
Yeah. Authors of Pain were off the ringside with Samoa Joe. Kevin Owens takes a full running sprint, runs halfway up that half pipe on the stage, and does a cannonball off that shit.
Again, Kevin Owens channeling his inner Tony Hawk. That was spectacular.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
The next spot was Samoa Joe took out one of the AOP dudes through through a conveniently set up table. And then we get back to the ringside where Big Show's just beating the brakes off Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins gets knocked to the outside where Buddy Murphy was still there.
Before we get to that, when Joe was on the table, you did mention they powerbomb KO through the table on Samoa Joe, right?
Oh, no. I think that happened late.
No, that happened before they cut back to the ring.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah, but it looked very nasty, though.
It did. It looked kind of botchy.
Yeah. And then they cut back to the ring.
Okay, yeah. But, yeah, Seth Rollins got knocked to the outside where Buddy Murphy was still there.
Yeah.
And Seth was just begging Buddy, help me out.
Yeah.
Which Big Show picked up Seth Rollins, drug him back into the ring, and was gearing up for another one of these, when Buddy Murphy hit the low blow.
Now, I like that. The crowd the crowd was live for the match.
Yeah.
Not like on the edge of their seat, but they were into the match. When Buddy Murphy hit that low blow, the crowd just gasped. It's just like they just lost their breath when that happened. And truth be told, yes, they're dragging this Monday Night Messiah stuff with Seth to the ground just 2 weeks in. But I actually like this. I actually like what Buddy Murphy did.
This was great. Let's see. Finish of the match. Joe and Kevin Owens they were out.
Oh, they were done.
They were done when that table spot happened. Other than that, it just turned on to a 4-on-1 beatdown on the Big Show.
Yeah.
Where it was punctuated with a Seth Rollins stomp. Referee ruled that all three men could not continue and awarded the Monday Night Messiah and his pack, the winners.
Again, I like what Buddy Murphy did, and I can see some big things potentially happening with this quartet.
Yeah.
And what would you call that group? What would you call Seth's new crew? Because before Buddy Murphy, everybody said it was like Shield 2.0, but bigger.
I would never have called it Shield 2.0.
I don't know. I hope they come up with some good, catchy name.
They're probably going to come up with a crap one.
I wouldn't put it past me.
I would have said Monday Night Revival, but that shot.
Yeah.
Because I think Revival actually tried to call themselves the Monday Night Revival one time.
I know I've heard where they're trying to trademark Shatter Machine and FTRKO.
Okay, I haven't heard the FTR one. I've heard Shatter. They tried trademarking Shatter.
Yeah, they last I read they're trademarking both of those.
Okay. But yeah, I was listening to the most recent Y episode, where Simon Miller was talking about the ending to Raw, and he brought up a good point with the AOP Seth Rollins Buddy Murphy faction. Mm-hmm. It's been 15 years since we've seen a well-executed stable. You want to take any guess on what it was?
Evolution.
Bingo.
Because Evolution, I mean, say what you want about Triple H's Reign of Terror, Evolution was a damn good stable.
It was put together on the pretense of protect Triple H, protect the belt.
Yeah.
But what it eventually did was it catapulted Randy Orton and Batista into the stratosphere.
Yeah. I mean, because you had the well-established veteran leadership of Ric Flair. You had Triple H, who was the man. He was the champion. And then you had two premier guys in Batista and Randy Orton, who eventually, as we know now, became big stars. Batista in Hollywood making movies.
Randy Orton, a former 13-time champion?
Hell, I've lost count. I'll say 12.
He's got one less than Cena. Or a couple of less than Cena.
Yeah. And, like I said, Batista, he's done some big things. They were, at the time, the modern-day Four Horsemen.
Oh, yeah.
Because I guess Triple H, you can say, was the Ric Flair of the group. Ric Flair himself was the Tully Blanchard of the group. And then you had Batista and Randy Orton. They were kind of like the Arn Anderson and I throw Barry Windham in there.
Okay, yeah, that'd fit.
Yeah.
But yeah, they could have Seth Rollins' faction, arguably be like that, and given a couple of months' time, if they book this right, AOP and Buddy Murphy could be as big as Seth Rollins is.
Yeah.
And if they go the way of, they get more people to join, they could have a new Nexus on their hands.
Yeah, but I wouldn't oversaturate it. Not like NWO level.
Oh no! Have its limits to it.
Yeah.
But just add more people to the faction. Make it feel like more of a threat.
Yeah, or kind of like Bullet Club when it started a few years ago.
Yeah.
Just have a limit number of people, and then over time, if people leave, go somewhere else, or get kicked out of the group, you add somebody else.
Yeah.
New fresh face, make the group feel, have the group still keep its steam, if you will.
Yeah, because that's the one thing that's missing in WWE is factions.
Yes.
They have bloated roster with like 50% of them. I'm going to be fair and say 50% have nothing to do on a weekly basis.
They have something to do. Be on main event or sit in catering, or they can sit at home and collect the paycheck.
They have nothing to do. Nobody watches main event. The people in attendance are forced to sit through main event tapings, just like they're forced to sit through 205 Live.
I have a funny feeling that's going to be dead by this year.
Yeah, everybody keeps saying that about 205 Live, and somehow it just keeps trucking on.
They said that about Impact, and it still keeps trucking on.
Yeah, that's because it finds ways to just fix the holes.
I mean, look, their first pay-per-view of the year was called Hard to Kill. And they're hard to kill.
I mean, it's apropos. They did get banned on Twitch, though, because...
And their next pay-per-view in April in New York City is going to be called Rebellion.
I thought it was going to be called Hard Nipple.
But I get what you're saying. I mean, you have one or two options besides main event: sit in catering all day, or sit at home and collect the paycheck and do nothing.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, you've got a bloated roster with, large amounts of talents with nothing to do.
Yeah.
Or they're doing nothing. That's why they're off TV, because creative has nothing for them.
Honestly, with all those people on creative, they have the worst creative team. Because I get that you can only use a certain amount of people, but I would hate to be a wrestler working for WWE, and I get to the building, oh, we don't have nothing for you to do. So you can just sit in the locker room and chit-chat all day. Or we don't have nothing for you to do, so you just sit at home.
Or we have nothing for you. Go get out there and get squashed by whoever.
Yeah.
I mean...
We're going to repackage you, and it's still going to suck.
I mean, I wouldn't just put it on the creative, because why aren't some of these talents coming up with something new?
I'm pretty sure they are, but you know who's in charge of the company and who's in charge of creative. Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, some, if not most of those ideas don't get used.
Yeah, true.
And then sometimes you do have to base it on the talent, because whatever ideas that they may come up with basically falls flat and they got egg on their face.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of an even balance, I guess.
But yeah, back to the whole Seth Rollins thing. It's definitely a work in progress, and the progress so far is choice.
So far, the progress is pretty good. I'm still not into the whole Monday Night Messiah thing. The only reason being is because they constantly say it 20 times every week, and it's only been 2 weeks.
I mean, Seth Rollins is supposed to be the heel. They're supposed to beat it into the ground with him.
Okay, just like you asked, which one would you rather have, this or Becky and Seth?
I would rather have Monday Night Messiah.
Exactly, because look how many times they beat Becky and Seth as a couple into the ground.
It made me not want to see Becky with Seth Rollins.
Exactly. We see them, but not on TV. Because they drove that into the ground. It was DOA after a month.
If I wanted to see him, I wanted to see him separate, not as a complete package.
Well, hey, the last time I saw them as a complete package is when they were at John Cena's movie premiere.
I was about to say the last time I saw them was Extreme Rules, when they had that crap-ass match which led to Boombox Brock cashing in. But yeah, they were at that garbage premiere. I've heard that movie is garbage.
I haven't heard anything about it for real, so I don't care.
Anyway, that's how we're going to close out the show. Yeah, Monday Night Raw in a nutshell is a fun show.
Yeah, despite the drop in ratings due to the championship game, it was.
But that's a once in a year kind of thing.
Well, yeah, it happens every year, regardless of who's playing for the chip.
Yeah.
And the same way with, the World Series.
The Super Bowl,
NBA Finals. Let's not get started about baseball because there are a couple teams out there who are cheating now. So we can't talk about the Patriots anymore, can we?
You mean football? You said baseball.
Well, I meant there are teams in baseball who are cheating, so we can't talk about the Patriots cheating anymore.
All right. I thought you got your balls mixed up.
No. Because what I'm saying is everybody talks about... I got what you were trying to say. What I'm trying to say is everybody talks about how the Patriots are cheating in the NFL.
Yeah.
Now it's this thing where teams are cheating in Major League Baseball.
Well, there's...
Because, for example, the Astros just fired their general manager and their manager and got fined $5 million and they're losing draft picks. The Red Sox, their manager they agreed to part ways because now they've been accused of cheating.
So we got future to endeavored, huh?
Yeah. Right. Again, they agreed to part ways. No, motherfucker, you got fired.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's the big thing in Major League Baseball. Not that you care, I'm just saying.
Yeah, if you want to hear more ball-related opinions like that, check it out on his podcast, Prime Talk with Rodimus Prime.
Yeah, new episode coming up tomorrow as of this recording on Thursday.
Where he talks about how much he loves balls.
No. I don't do that.
Anyway, that being said, I'm War Machine MJ.
And I'm Rodimus Prime.
We'll see you guys next time.
All right, what do you say?